Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Hello, everyone. This is Angela Spring, motivational speaker and life and business coach, and you are listening to Fairy Tales and Life Lessons. Humpty Dumpty is a familiar children's nursery rhyme told in the image of a broken egg. Tonight, let me ask you, what has been broken in your life? Relationships, loss of a dream, a job, an opportunity? Perhaps what broke you was the death of a loved one. Or are you being victimized by abuse? Could it also be broken finances? Like Humpty Dumpty, many of us have felt like one moment we were sitting on top of the world and the next we find ourselves face down in the midst of all of our broken pieces. Reading this nursery rhyme sounds like a part of child's play, but those of us who have experienced brokenness understand that in between the words lies an analogy to the real pain real people experience every day. There is a line in the nursery rhyme that goes, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Maybe you're feeling that way. Maybe you're feeling like you will never be whole again. Maybe you're feeling like your broken heart will not mend. But let me reassure you, you can be healed and whole. You can love again, trust again, dream again, set goals again, live passionately again. I know this from my own personal experience. See, years ago, when my own heart broke because of a broken relationship, I literally felt physically sick. I couldn't imagine raising my head, much less being in love again. But God gently stepped into my broken spaces and gave me what I needed to recover all of my broken pieces. This was not easy, and it did not happen overnight. In fact, to be honest, there were nights that I had to just cry my way through it. But I soon learned that to become whole and healed, I had to take back my life. I had to activate the power God instilled in me. I had to react differently, recharge differently, refocus, rebuild, restore, and redefine my life in the most whole, healthy, and awesome ways. And this is what I will share with you this evening. So if you are in the midst of brokenness and you feel like you can't see your way out, I assure you there is a way out. And taking daily steps to react differently, recharge your energy, refocus that energy, rebuild from the inside out, and restore and redefine your life, you will find that it is more than possible to recover your broken pieces. It can be done. But first, I'd like you to join me in an exercise. I want you to put your feet flat on the ground, relax your shoulders and your arms, close your eyes, and I want you to inhale as though you are pulling breath from the bottom of your feet all the way to the top of your head. Slowly breathe, inhale. Then exhale as though you are pushing that same air through your body in the opposite direction. Do this 3 times. Come on. 1, inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. One more time. 3. Inhale, exhale. I've asked you to breathe in that manner because I want you to relax and I also want you to feel. Sometimes when we're hurting, we don't want to feel. We run away from our feelings. We cover our feelings with eating, smoking, drinking, overworking, isolating ourselves, or more. I want you to know it's okay to feel. Feel sad if you want. Feel angry, confused, whatever emotions you have right now, they are all a part of the grieving process. No apologies, no guilt, no explanations necessary. You have a right to express your feelings. Allowing yourself to feel all of the emotions is allowing yourself to be compassionate to you. This is not the time to be a superhero, acting as though everything is okay and that you're strong enough that nothing will bother you, because you know what? You know the truth. You know you're broken inside. And acknowledging your feelings will not break you, but it can lead you to recovery. During my own heartbreak, I felt that I should not feel sorry for myself because, look, the world is overrun with disasters, hunger, and other issues that are much more serious than mine, or at least I thought. One day, when talking to a very good friend, I expressed that same sentiment. And she told me what I'm going to repeat to you now. Yes, there is a lot of negativity and sadness in the world, but your heart, and I'm going to say that again, your heart matters. You have a right to be compassionate to your own feelings. And you don't need to compare your pain to anyone else or anything else around you to make it okay to be compassionate to you. Great advice. Because it gave me the opportunity to be truthful with myself and grow through the grieving process. Soon I learned that feeling my emotions was okay. Choosing to react to those feelings in a healthy and positive manner was what was important. I could choose to be destructive on this journey or constructive. I chose to be constructive. And I believe that the only reason why you're listening right now is because you are choosing to be constructive as well. The next step in recovering your broken pieces is to recharge. Recharge your body by plugging into the purpose and doing things that you are passionate about. I'm going to say that again. Recharge your body by plugging into your purpose and doing things that you are passionate about. I know. Please do not wait until you feel better. You're saying to yourself, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like plugging into anything. But I'm going to tell you something. Again, please don't wait until you feel better to recharge. The truth is, you may not feel like recharging yourself or doing much at all. But please do not forego this step. Listen, brokenness can drain all of your positive energy, leaving you feeling weak and vulnerable. Most people who feel broken aren't jumping around energetically for joy. In fact, if they're moving at all, I imagine most are faking it until they feel they can make it. Does that sound like you? See, you may be able to get out of the bed in the morning. Good. Go to work. Good. Exercise. Real good. And even be productive in other ways. But the real question you should ask yourself right now is, are you truly present? Are you present in your purpose? Are you present in your passions? Are you present in your relationship with your family and friends? Are you present in your life? In order to heal, you will need to reconnect with what fulfills you. Please do not confuse common daily routines, such as getting up, going to work, fixing dinner, as recharging those things that inspire your heart and your soul. Recharging those passions that ignite you and reconnecting with those places that encourage you and make you smile. Those are the things that go way beyond your common routines. Is there a song that makes you want to dance? Is there a Bible verse that you can rest in? Are there hobbies that bring you into a state of happiness? You may find yourself recharging for 5 minutes a day or an hour. The time spent is not important as it is the act of refueling your body, which will expand your positive energy. So again, it is very important for you to recharge. Recharge by plugging into your purpose and into your passions. How are you feeling about what I'm saying? Is any of this connecting with you? I hope so. The other thing that I want you to do is I want you to concentrate on refocusing your energy. When you're broken, sometimes it seems like all you can think about is what caused that brokenness in your life. It can feel like a cloud that you can't get from under. It feels like a wet blanket that you can't get off of you. It feels heavy. And the truth about that is that's energy. It's sad, it's depressed, and it's heavy. The way to combat that is to begin to refocus your energy. Refocus that positive energy towards something that is going to refuel you, something that allows you to give back to your community, give back to other individuals who may need you, give back to your own heart. Brokenness can cause isolation and loneliness because shame from a divorce, a breakup, failed business or financial loss, emptiness due to death of a loved one, or fear due to abuse can leave you feeling paralyzed. There are moments, yes, that being alone is a good thing, but don't be fooled into thinking that you should be alone for long. You will not recover your broken pieces alone. You need to reconnect. It may start with baby steps, but get out of the darkness and into the light. Open up the curtains. Allow yourself to reconnect with other people. You can do this by volunteering at a local nonprofit. You can take a long walk in the park or have a lunch with a supportive family member or friend. Again, I will say supportive family member or friend. Take a class. Do things that will get you involved in more than just thinking about what you've lost in order to see the possibilities of what can be gained through healthy, positive interactions with others. Reconnect. Reconnect with who you are and use this time to reconnect with the purpose God has for your life. If your desire is really to heal and recover your broken pieces, then now is the time to rebuild. Now is the time to rebuild. What was broken during your storm? Was it a door of trust? What about the garden of love? Was it a window of confidence? Could it be that roof that you thought would protect you and it reflects your relationship with God? See, a strong wind can come and it feels like your world is tumbling out of control, causing destruction in its wake, leaving you feeling completely shattered. But this is a new day. A day for a better, stronger life. A day for a better, stronger you. The day has come to rebuild. Brick by brick, one day at a time, you can recover your broken pieces and rebuild your life. You can enter back into the door of trust by allowing yourself to trust in the little things. For example, trust yourself when you look in the mirror and tell yourself that it's going to be okay. You need to hear yourself speak those words, even if you don't feel that way at the moment. You can plant and water seeds of love by daily telling yourself that you love you. Again, you need to hear yourself say those words to yourself. Go ahead and replace your window of confidence by allowing yourself to see through the pain you're feeling and visualize all of the gifts and talents you possess. That will help you to begin to build your confidence. You are not defined by brokenness. You are a strong individual with a strong purpose, and you have passions that are there to help you carry out that purpose. Your confidence may be down right now because you feel sad, you feel alone, you feel shameful, but those feelings will pass. Those emotions will pass. And the way that you can help that process along is to remember who you really are. Yes, you can be confident in you. We all make mistakes, and unfortunately, we all experience loss. But there is more life left in you, and there is more life for you to do. So be confident in that. Be confident in the gifts and talents you possess. Remind yourself that you've succeeded before. You've won and conquered before, and you will be a conqueror today. Even if it doesn't feel like it. If you continue to tell yourself these things on a daily basis, again, brick by brick, one day at a time, you will recover your broken pieces and rebuild your life. Like a roof blown off the top of a house, you may feel like you've blown your relationship with God. Sometimes we don't want to admit that. Sometimes we don't want to admit that we feel like we've disappointed God with our actions, with our thoughts, with our words. I'm so glad God is not like us. He's a forgiving God, a graceful God, a merciful God. So you don't have to feel like you have to hide from your relationship with God. In fact, it is in this moment that you should draw closer to Him. It is in this moment where you need Him. And you need to draw closer in prayer, draw closer in reading the word, and understand that even if you feel like you've disappointed God, maybe you feel like you've disappointed others, maybe you feel like you've disappointed yourself, it's all okay. God is a forgiving God. And if you're on the other side where you feel like God has disappointed you, because He hasn't given you what you thought you deserved, or He didn't make that situation go in the direction that you wanted to, that's a real feeling. Take it to the Lord. Talk to Him about it. And understand that we may not always get why He does what He does, but He is God. And I guarantee you that there is purpose in every single thing that He does, every single thing that He creates. And I may not understand that right now. You may not understand that right now, but please trust in your relationship. Understand that you are still covered by the blood of Jesus. If you are saved by Jesus, if you have accepted Him as your personal Savior, you can count on that blood that was shed for you, and it covers you, it protects you. That is why you are here right now. And yes, you're going through pain, but peace is on the other side of that pain. There is a love on the other side of that loneliness. There is a better you on the other side of the brokenness. In order to create a foundation in which you can build on, you must build on your relationship with God. And part of that foundation includes forgiveness in the rebuilding process. This is so hard for many people, especially when somebody has done them wrong. Because we believe that if we say, I forgive that person, then I'm making it okay for them to do this again to me or to do this to someone else, or I'm making that situation okay. And let me tell you something, that is not forgiveness. Nobody is asking you to go back into something that has hurt you. Nobody is even saying that you have to go back into a relationship with somebody who has hurt you. Forgiveness is about you. It's about untying yourself, loosening yourself, unbinding yourself to pain, hurt, the thing that weighs on you. It is a freeing thing to do. It's not always easy, because if you're being truthful with yourself, honest with yourself, that forgiving thing can feel weird. But I'm going to tell you something. The only way that I was able to experience true freedom from the pain that I experienced in my life was to be able to forgive. Sometimes I had to forgive others. Sometimes I had to forgive myself. And many times that I had to forgive myself and others at the same time. Doesn't make wrongdoing okay. It just makes me able to move forward in my life instead of staying stuck in something that was eating at my soul, eating at my heart, eating at my spirit, and ultimately destroying me. So I encourage you to forgive. Again, it sounds like the craziest thing that someone can say in the midst of your pain. But I am telling you that if you're looking for a magic pill, a magic potion, something to help make this thing go away, forgiveness is the closest thing that you can do. Jesus is the Savior of your life. And He has given you the power to live an abundant life. A life filled with joy, a life filled with happiness, a life that is fruitful. And yes, we are going to go through some stuff, right? We're going to go through some things that we don't want to go through, but you are equipped to handle it. And I guarantee you're going to be stronger on the other side of it. You're going to be able to use this test that you're going through as a testimony to help others. And the more you testify to that, the stronger you're going to become, the better you're going to feel, and the wiser you will be. You will find yourself drenched in love from so many different places of gratefulness, thankfulness, because you decided to live. You decided to recover your broken pieces. And with that, you've helped others to do the same. So when it comes to God, and it comes to you deciding to rebuild, lay your burdens down. He can handle it. Give it to Him. Give Him your pain. Give Him your anger. Give it to God. Let Him work that out, because He wants you healed. As you decide to go ahead and rebuild your life, allow God to be your architect. Let Him be your engineer, your construction manager, your carpenter, your electrician, your plumber, your interior designer. Let God be the one who helps you and leads you into rebuilding your life. This rebuilding stage was challenging for me also, because I didn't understand the process. And the things that I didn't understand, I honestly didn't want to do. But once I gave up trying to fully understand and allow God to lead me, I started to build trust. I started to love again. I started to regain confidence that I thought I would never, ever have in my life again. God said he would give me the ministry of restoration, and I believe he's done so. He has restored so many things in my life, including my marriage. And again, the process was not easy, but it was definitely worth it because I'm able to share this information with you. God restored me, and I know he will do the same for you. In order for you to enjoy the light of a restored life, you have to be willing to accept it. See, many people will say, well, I want to be better. I want to be healed, but they don't want to give up their place. And this is another hard thing for sometime us to understand. And when I mean our place, I'm talking about that place in brokenness. Because see, sometimes being in that place of brokenness, we get some attention that we've always wanted. We get a chance to not be our best so we can kind of be lax on some things. Don't be fooled and don't fall into that. You need to accept the restoration. And when you accept the restoration, in order to keep yourself restored, in order to keep yourself moving towards your goals, in order to keep feeling stronger and wiser, you've got to do one final step, and that is redefining how you describe your situation, redefining your life. Whatever you went through, no doubt changed your life. If it was the loss of a loved one, that's changed your life. If you lost a job, that's changed your life. If you lost a relationship, that changed your life. Having all of that happen doesn't mean that you're not going to have a good life anymore. However, what it means is that you're now moving on to a new phase of your life. And in the tendency, when we're broken, when we feel broken in the midst of that, we have a tendency to define ourselves as broke people. I'll give you an example. You don't have any money, so you say, I'm broke. Someone asks about a relationship. Oh, we broke up. Someone says, how are you feeling? My heart is broken. Those may be ways that you feel, but I encourage you to begin to speak life. Speak yourself into the places that you want to be. Yes, you may be going through something financially negative, if you will, right now. It may be a change in your life, but you have the opportunity to redefine that. Changing your perspective will help to change your trajectory. Changing your perspective will help you to change your direction. So whatever happened with you financially, stop calling yourself broke. You may be having a temporary lapse of funds right now, but you're not broke. You are more open to wealth than you ever thought you were before, but you are not broke. We must begin to change the way we verbalize and define our lives. If we're not going to speak life into us, then why should we expect other people to? If we're not going to believe that things are going to get better, if we're not going to stand up for ourselves, even if it's just standing up on the inside, then I'm going to tell you none of this will work. You have to begin to speak life into those broken places. If it's just one word, if it's just two words, if it's just an affirmative, I will. I will live again. I will rebuild again. I will be restored. If you need to just start there, go ahead and do that. But I encourage you to move to I am. Go ahead and speak life and say, I am rebuilt again. I am restored. I am redefined. I am refocused. If it takes baby steps for you, go ahead and do so. But I encourage you to follow these steps in rebuilding your life. Humpty Dumpty is a nursery rhyme, and it actually, if you look it up, has some historical basis, and it's really about a cannon used in a war. And the cannon was left without having all of its sides secure. So during this time, the cannon was destroyed, and no matter how much the king's horses and the king's men tried to put Humpty together again, the cannon together again, they couldn't. You are not a cannon. You are not this nursery rhyme egg. You are a child of God. And no matter how broken you feel, no matter how low you may be right now, God has not forgotten about you. And he has all the power in his hands to repair and restore and rebuild every piece of your life, every piece of your heart, every piece of your mind. So if you are looking to recover your broken pieces on a daily basis, I want you to begin to do some of this. Do some of what I've just suggested to you. You don't have to try to do everything at once, but do some things as I've suggested, because these are the things that are going to help you. You have a right to your pain and your feelings. You have a right to express that. What you want to do on a daily basis is you want to make sure that you are choosing to react in ways that are positive, ways that are going to fulfill you, ways that are going to help you grow, ways that are going to encourage positive energy. Daily, I encourage you to recharge. And it may be that you are plugging into something that you used to do a long time ago. It may be that you are, doing one of those adult coloring books. It may be that you're just sitting and listening to a beautiful song. It may be that you're going for a swim. It may be that you're going for a walk. But recharge to your purpose. Plug into that and recharge to your passions. Refocus your energy. Make sure that that energy is not being turned around. And every now and then, you're going to have times when you think on the pain. It's not going to go away. But when you begin, and let me go back, it's not going to go away completely all at once, but it will get better. Once you begin to refocus your energy, you will find yourself saying, okay, this thing isn't just about me. There's something left on this earth that I can do, that I need to do. That will help you to reconnect. That will help you in your strides to volunteer, or to have that lunch that I was talking about, or to take a class. Reconnect. And you may only be able to reconnect right now for a small bit of time. You don't have to push yourself or go by anyone else's timetable, but reconnect. Take the opportunity to get out of the dark places and into the light. Little by little, brick by brick, one day at a time, you can begin to rebuild. And part of rebuilding your life is daily telling yourself you love yourself. If it means with tears in your eyes, look in the mirror. Tell yourself you love yourself. Tell yourself it's going to get better. When you say that on a regular basis, you will begin to rebuild trust and confidence. You will begin to believe in love again. I want you to understand that this process for me and many people isn't the easiest thing, but it can be done. And one of the ways that you can make sure that this happens is that you accept the forgiveness, you accept the peace and the restoration that God wants you to have in your life. Even if you think you're not worth it, even if you think everything that just happened is all your fault, this is a new day. This is a new day. Let's not go into the blame game, other people or yourself, and accept the peace. Because God does believe that you're worth it. He believes that you are worth having peace. He believes that you are worth experiencing and sharing love. He believes in you. Accept being restored. And when you accept that, speak differently. Speak positively about you and your situation. Speak life, even though you can't see it, because that's having faith. So you don't have to see it all happen right now in order to believe that it will happen. Go ahead. Speak life into your situation. Use the power that God has given you to speak and stand on that power. Believe that things are going to get better because they, guess what, are already better. And even though you may be crying because you've lost a loved one, because you feel like your life is over without them, your life is not over. And can we be real? That loved one that you lost, they loved you. And you and I both know they did not want you to continue living your life in a sense where you are broken and you can't operate and you can't have joy and you can't have happiness. Is that what they want for your life? It's okay to miss people. It's okay to cry about missing people. And it's okay to have that hurt. But you've got to begin to redefine how you look at your situations. You lost a job? Something that allowed you to provide for you and your family, and you may be lost and you don't know what to do. Please begin to redefine how you speak about that situation. Speak life into that situation. You are now open for better employment opportunities. You may even be open for entrepreneurship opportunities. You lost that business. That business didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, and your dreams now feel like they are all shattered. Come on, you're creative. You can do something else. You can make it better this time. And as I said earlier, going through this process is not one that you have to go alone. You will find your inspiration, motivation, and encouragement in many places. Hopefully, you're finding it in listening today. If you need counseling, if you need someone to talk to, someone who is trained in dealing with whatever situation you're going through, please not only seek it, but please participate in counseling. Participate in talking to someone who may be able to help you with your finances. Talk to someone who may be able to help you figure out how you can do different things in your personal life to continue that positive energy flow. Talk to a grief counselor who may be able to help you figure out where you are in your stages of grief and how you can better handle those stages. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to be the person who is your biggest fan right now. And it might not seem like you can do that, but if you will only look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself, tell yourself that you're going to be better, you will find that you can definitely rebuild and restore and refocus and redefine and recover your broken pieces. Again, this is Angela Spring. I am a motivational speaker, life and business coach. Please feel free to give me a call, leave comments on this page. If you're looking for coaching, if you want to find strategies and ways to continue to rebuild and to start living your blessed life, please give me a call. My phone number is 1-800-520-4052. And I would love to give you a free consultation along with coaching sessions that I guarantee you will help you on your journey. Have a good evening and be blessed.